guys, welcome to the vlog. I did not mean to hit record yet, but you know, here we are. And yeah, I'm not gonna go into the spill I was about to go on about my face and all of that kind of stuff because we don't need negativity in the world. So we're gonna talk about my weekly TBR. Okay, I'm pulling it up on my phone here. I feel like I should get the books so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Okay, the books have been acquired. I am gonna take off my glasses, but the first book that I'm starting my day with is Upstream by Mary Oliver. This is an essay collection. I should be finishing that this week. The story today, guys, made me so emotional. I didn't cry, but it hurt. So this is definitely like 4-star category, just because the middle section in here that was really about classic writers, I was like, I don't know about this kind of stuff. It's going over my head. But if you like classic writers and you like nature, definitely pick that up. And it might be a 5-star for you. But if you like either one or the other, you'll still love it. Then my TBR pick, so this is the book that I will be writing a review on, is The Indigo Girl by Natasha Boyd. I'm about a little over a third of the way into that. This is about Eliza Lucas, who was a woman back in the 1700s in coastal South Carolina. I'm totally pointing north when it's southeast. And sorry about the dog scratching on the door. She didn't want to come in earlier and now she wants to come in. And I'm like, I'm not going to be that long, but okay. So the Indigo Girl, so Eliza Lucas gets left with the family's 3 plantations, and basically she's like, I'm gonna do things completely different than my dad was. And because he's going out of the country and her brothers are too young, they're like in school, so she's the one who gets left with the job of taking care of these plantations. So she wants to save the family from a lot of debt and everything that they're in. And she comes across some slave women who their skirts are dyed blue and all that. So she's like, okay, they have to know about indigo. Indigo is very hard to cultivate and all of that. So she's going on this big journey, not really a journey, but a quest to get indigo growing on the family's plantations to save them from all that. And this is all based on historical, because I mean, it sounds so out there that this girl would be left with all these 3 very large plantations. And from her writings that we have, we know that she was against slavery and was educating her slaves on that. Still, I'm not saying that's great because she should have freed them, but I don't know if she could have freed them. I guess they technically belong to the dad, but she's very much against slavery, even historically speaking. And we're seeing her really a lot of fighting in her head if she's like, how is this right? Why are these people treated like this and all of that? And I think that's being handled well by the author, because I am always kind of scared going into books set in the antebellum South, especially by white authors, because I never know what I'm going to get. But this one so far I do think has been well done, but I think it'd be better judged by somebody who its ancestors were slaves. So then we have Creatures of Passage by Maroa Yajidi. I'm not sure about the accent on the name or if I said any of that right, so my apologies if I didn't. This is a magical realism set in 1977 in the Anacostia area of Washington, D.C. And it is taking a lot of basis on Egyptian and Ethiopian mythology and then like some Gullah folklore. So these two both have like Gullah characters, but this is definitely more of an own voices. I am loving this writing style so much, but we're not here to talk about my thoughts. We're talking about what the book is about. So basically, so our main character is a taxi driver of sorts, ferrying passengers from, yeah. And then her brother was murdered, and when the novel opens, her strange great-nephew is finding himself drawn to the banks of the very same river that her brother was drowned in, or his body was dumped in, and he's witnessed terrible things and all of that. I'm only a little bit of the way into this, so I don't know that much. So that's why I'm just being like, I don't know. And then my ebook is A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. This is the 6th book in the Outlander series, and it's following a family in North Carolina as the American Revolution is about to take place. And that is all of what I am currently reading, but I'm about to go pick up some lunch. I am very hungry, so I cannot wait to go eat. Time to update y'all on the Indigo Girl. So going into all of my thoughts, I am at 61% now, so like 2/3 of the way into the book, and honestly this is like a 2-star. Yeah, we haven't had a 2-star in a while. I don't think we have since February. So let's go to all of my tabs. So the first tab we have is a writing one. Where is it? It reads young. Yeah, this book I definitely think is more young adult. Yes, our character is like 16, so she definitely does act her age. Don't worry about that, because I know a lot of times when you read young adult, they act so much older than they are, and reading contemporary romance, the characters act so much younger than they are. So I think with how the character acts, it's spot on for her age. But just the overall writing of this, I don't know, it reads very young, so I do think this would be great for a young adult audience. It is sold in the adult section of Barnes & Noble. It is labeled an adult book, but nothing in here I think is inappropriate for a young adult audience. So definitely, if you are like 18 watching this, or however old, you know, young adult, in your late teens, I do think this book is good for that age group. Or if you are somebody who knows somebody who is in that age group, definitely and interested in historical fiction, I would recommend this. Very much purple prose, and yeah, just very, we have to make this as pretty and flowery as possible. Usually you can, my tabs, the thing I use for the tabs, and something else fell out my page. Okay, no I didn't. The paragraphs are sort of long, which that hasn't really bothered me. I am skimming at this point because I know that it's a book I'm not loving, and I don't DNF. I'm sorry. And then I think the biggest thing about this book is the setting. I think the author just really wanted to write a book in this time period and location. I have looked at her Goodreads, and it says here, so she is an author of contemporary romantic Southern fiction and historical fiction, so she really likes that Southern setting, and I do think she has done a good job with it. Here's using all these locations, so I'm just going to read these 2 paragraphs for y'all. We traveled south along the Santee River and through the treacherous Port Royal and St. Helena Sounds before embarking up the Combahee. We sailed until the oyster banks were no more, and the water inland grew dark, greasy, and still, the trees dense along the banks. I've never heard of water described as greasy, though. But I had only been a handful of times since arriving in South Carolina, but the journey only has made me nervous. The rocking of the boat turned my stomach, and between the sharks and the sounds and the great alligators rippling under the surface of the rivers, I was quite spent by the time we arrived. We requested accountings from our overseer, Mr. Murray, regarding the projected rice output and other salables. So I definitely do think the atmosphere is what inspired this book, that the author just wanted to write a Southern book. Then I have a tab that's just a general. How many times is this book going to say blue or talk about blue things? Because yes, we are making indigo dye in this book. That is what that is about. We are trying to make a plantation that sells indigo and bring the indigo industry to South Carolina. That's what this book is about. But it's like, he turned in the doorway, the blue dawn, giving his face a ghostly paw for a moment. And there's just so many other times where it's talking about blue and different shades of blue. I'm like, we get it. Okay, now we have a plot tab. Yeah, my mind, really yesterday when I wasn't skimming yet, my mind would just wander. I'm just kind of bored with it. It's not really for me, and I don't know why I think it's boring. It's not intriguing, it's not gripping. And we have a blue tab, so this is more so what I've read today. Our character is very close to being a Mary Sue. I don't, like, she's not awful, she doesn't bother me, like, she's fine, I don't really care, but I do definitely think she is rather one-dimensional, and yeah, she's just too perfect in my mind. And then I have a tab for a quote that I liked. My red tabs, because I've never had red tabs before. This is new with the new tabs I got, but that's gonna be my favorite tab. So, I didn't know how to move forward, and I wanted more than anything to run back to the past, all the way back to being a carefree child who had a best friend. And I'm like, don't we all? Definitely. And the dialogue's very repetitive in this one chapter. I've marked it 2 times on these pages. So says you, so says you. Yeah, and I've noticed in other parts just repetitive writing. And our last tab that I'm going to talk to y'all about is another character tab, and it's so we have these letters throughout the novel that are real legit letters that the real Eliza Lucas was sending to. This is to Miss Bartlett, who was like her mentor in England, and then to her father. Those are the ones we've seen so far. And I think that the writer has done a great job at building the character from the historical letters. Like these real historical letters read just like our character talks in the book, and that honestly amazes me how the author has done such a good job with that. But I am burning up over here. I definitely need to turn my fan on. It's cold outside though. Not too cold. It's in the 50s. Like I read outside today, I would have seen. I have no idea what I'm gonna have for dinner. I threw some, what's the tortellini? No, it's like ravioli, but like they're circles. I had that last night. It wasn't great, honestly. It was fine, but I don't want to have that 2 nights in a row. So I'm just gonna see if I have something in my freezer, which again, not great, but I just have not had a lot of inspiration with cooking lately because dishes need to be washed. And y'all know I don't wash dishes that often. That's not my chore. I hate it. But sometimes I will wash them, and just lately I haven't. And so I had to wait forever for them to get washed by my dad. So I haven't had dishes to cook in. So I've just been eating very grossly. So yeah, we're just gonna have to find something to eat for dinner. Guys, happy Tuesday. So I just finished the Indigo Girl, and I ended up giving it a 3-star, which I'm kind of shocked by, but on CallPal, that is where we ended up getting. There are my tabs. So we will go over the tabs first. I think I just added 2 new tabs today. So the first one is, okay, in every historical fiction we've read this month that are at the point of views of women. So this is our 3rd one so far. Why are the moms always awful? Like they always have a good relationship with the dad, and it's just like the moms are like the evil, like I know there's the evil stepmother trope, it's like that, but like they're being their biological moms. Why? And then the next one, what do I have here? Oh yeah, what I said about slavery yesterday, scratch all of that. One, this relationship she has with one of the slaves is just so inappropriate. If the genders were reversed, there would be an uproar. Like if she was a man and the slave was a woman, it would be awful. Then yeah, and she's basically so the slave, he's not even one of hers. He belongs to somebody else, and he, like, if he does a certain amount of stuff, he will be freed apparently. And then the girl is like, you're so much closer to freedom than I am. Mind you, she is a white woman. Like, you are free. You might not be able to own land and all of that, but she's basically doing everything that a man can do because her dad gave her permission to do that. But obviously there's some legal things that she can't do when this guy is a slave and can't do anything. He can't even do anything that she can do. And I'm just like, that is messed up. And nobody like calls her out on it. So let's go into these thoughts. So this is the Indigo Girl by Natasha Boyd. It's historical fiction. My 3 words to describe the book would be flat, boring, and then atmosphere. I read it physically, and oh, I did not put what year it was published. Let me see, because I actually do not know. 2017. And then I read it from March 10th to March 12th of 2024. So characters, I gave a 2-star. Our main character was definitely a Mary Sue, and yeah, I did not like her at all by the end of the book. Like the first 75% of the book, she was fine. But that last 25%, that last quarter, no, I did not like her. But I do think the author did a great job from looking at historical records, seeing those letters and translating that into historical fiction. I do think the author did a good job with that. Atmosphere, I think, was great. And as I said, I read to y'all some paragraphs yesterday that were really atmospheric, and I do think the author did a great job with her research of the area and depicting the area on page. Writing, I gave a 3. It was fine. It did get repetitive with dialogue at times, but other than that, I thought it was fine. The plot, I gave a 2. It sounds like it's a good idea, but on page, it was actually pretty boring. I wasn't that intrigued, and that does bring us to intrigue, which I gave a 2. It wasn't gripping me, and I was just overall bored with it. And then logic, I gave a 4 again, because I do think the author did a good job at research and bringing the historical records to life in a novel. And then my enjoyment, it was, by enjoyment, a 2. It didn't really do anything for me whatsoever. So if I didn't annotate this, I would have ended up unhauling it. But I am going to go take a picture of it for Bookstagram, and then the hockey game literally starts in 1 minute. But I'm going to write my review as I watch the game. Well, I'm going to write the rough draft and then edit it later. But I need to go outside and take this picture because the sun is getting low. For the bookmark, I used this magnetic jasmine one that I got in a subscription box. I am a little over a quarter of the way into Creatures of Passage now. Yeah, I'm absolutely loving this. We're gonna go down the cop house system. So for characters, that's the part where I am a little bit worried. We have been introduced to quite a bit of people. I'm gonna say like 5 point of views so far. And I do have in my head, I do know who they all are, but I'm scared that there might be more people we're gonna get introduced to or something like that. The 2 like main female characters, Nefertiti, who is like the main character, the one who drives the car, and then her niece, is it Amber? It's a name with an A. Oh yeah, okay, so Amber. So Nefertiti and Amber, they both have kind of magical stuff going on. Even if, well, one is like straight up like mythology stuff. And some of this is like, what if this is all just mental and it's not anything? That would be super fascinating because trauma does a hell of a lot. And then Amber is, she can like foretell things. So they both have kind of those magical elements, and then they're related to each other. So I get scared that I'm gonna confuse them, but so far so good. And then atmosphere, we are in Washington DC, and there is kind of like, they say like the Kingdom of Virginia, the fiefdom of Alexandria. I don't know if Alexandria is a county or not. Virginia is one of those weird states where some places aren't counties, they're just cities. But okay, there's the Kingdom of Maryland and the fiefdom of Prince George, which is Prince George County. It doesn't take away from the story, because sometimes with magical realism, I get scared that I'm just gonna get taken out and be questioning too much. So I think it does a good job at still keeping you in the story. And then the writing, I'm loving it. It's reminded me so much of Honor Fannin Jeffers and the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. That writing is so good. The parts that it reminds me of is when like the ancestors, I guess, talk in love songs. I'm reading this basically in the audiobooks of love songs voice, like the narrator's voice. Yeah, I'm reading that in this. Like the writing style is so similar, and I'm so happy about that because it's my favorite writing style. It's so poetic. And then plot, the way this mythology is, and it being inspired by like Egyptian and Ethiopian and Gullah culture and all, it's so fascinating and unique, and I can't wait to see how all that plays out. And I do like how just little instances are what make a big event happen. In this case, Osiris's murder. We just see all these little tiny things that led up to something big erupting, and I mean, that's how the world works, and I think the author's done a great job at portraying that. So yes, I am loving this. I don't want to jinx it. I'm so scared of jinxing it, so we're gonna knock on wood, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow I have my dentist appointment, and I am nervous, but I know once I get there I'll be fine. It's just, I know that I know I have some cavities, or at least I think I do. And then I just still have to practice my brushing with these teeth being so far back. It's hard to get to, and I I know it's not perfect, and I know they're not gonna scold me or anything like that. It's just I don't like to disappoint people, and I know they're gonna be like, it's okay, we can keep trying. And I have to tell myself that, but I'm always just so nervous because of bad experiences I had when I had braces with the orthodontist. I get so scared of judgment and all that, and that's just in life in general. I'm scared of judgment, which I'm always like, other people's opinions don't matter. They don't matter. And it's just something you have to train yourself to do. And I do think I'm pretty good about it. For me, it's like, I don't care what random people online say. Like, people in the comments on these videos could say something really mean and I wouldn't care, but it's people I care about. Their opinions are what matters to me, and their opinions still shouldn't matter to me. It's my life, you know? So, you know, there's my TED Talk. And again, I will see y'all tomorrow after my dentist. Happy Wednesday. So I do have fluoride on my teeth. So if they look kind of weird, that's why. But I did go to the dentist this morning and everything went extremely well. They were super proud of me, and I've had such an improvement from my appointment in December to this appointment. And I'm so happy. They were so happy. I do have, Fred, he's chewing on stuff. Okay. I do have 3 cavities, which I'm gonna go in the morning tomorrow to get those all fixed. That should take about an hour. So I'm glad to get that, like, rip that band-aid off, because I knew I couldn't do some dates in about 2 weeks. So I was really scared that they wouldn't be able to get me in till like April, but they're able to get me in tomorrow. So in less than 24 hours. That is going to be great just to get that all taken care of. And I do need to go to CVS later to pick up my prescription for my like anxiety meds and all of that. But I am glad to just get all of that taken care of. But I am about to start a new book, and that is The Queen's Fortune by Alison Pataki. This is Desiree Napoleon and the Dynasty. This is a long description here, so bear with me. As the French Revolution ravages her country, Desiree Clary faces the life-altering truth that the world she has known and loved is gone, and it's fallen on her to save her family from the guillotine. A chance encounter with Napoleon Bonaparte, the ambitious and charismatic young military prodigy, provides her answer. When Desiree's beloved sister Julie marries his brother Joseph, Desiree and Napoleon's futures become irrevocably, I can't talk, linked, quickly entering into a passionate, dizzying courtship that leads to their own secret engagement. They vow to meet in the capital whence Napoleon's career has been secured, but Desiree's newly laid plans turn suddenly to heartbreak thanks to a rising star in Parisian society, Josephine de Beauharnais. But that's who Vanessa Kirby plays in the movie. But okay. Once again, Desiree's life is turned on its head. Swept into the glittering halls of the French capital, Desiree enters the inner circle of the new ruling class, becoming further entangled with Napoleon, his family, and the new empress. But her fortunes shift once more when she meets Napoleon's confidant and star general, the indomitable Jean-Baptiste Bernadotte. The two men in Desiree's lives become political rivals and military foes. One question arises: must she choose between love of her new husband and the love of her nation and its emperor? From lavish estates of the French Riviera to the raucous streets of Paris and Stockholm, Desiree finds herself at the center of the rise and fall of an empire, navigating a constellation of political giants and dangerous shifting alliances. Evolving from an impressionable girl into a fierce young woman, she discovers that to survive in this world, she must learn to rely upon her instincts and her heart. So that's what this is about. I want to read several books by this author, so we're going to hope that this is good. I am going to be doing the ebook. I even talked about it the dentist today, annotating books and what I prefer, if I prefer physical or audio, and buying a Kindle. I will buy a Kindle one day. It will happen one day. Like, I will get my library card one day. I will do it. I don't know when though, because there's so much to do in the world that things get put on the back burner. And I mean, a Kindle is like $100, a little over 100. So I mean, that's quite a bit. So I might just wait for like my birthday month or Amazon Prime Day. And then the library card, do y'all know, are library cards free? I don't know. I know I have to have like proof of residence and all that. So I'm like, is my ID fine? Do I need to bring like a bank statement? I don't know how you do all that. So I'm definitely gonna have to see. And now this cat is chewing on plastic bags, but I am going to go outside and read, and then I'm gonna be going to Target after that. I don't think I've updated y'all since when I started the Queen's Fortune. I don't remember if I vlogged, so I'm still not where I need to get on that because I signed up for a sports book since sports gambling is legal in North Carolina now, and I had problems with my social security that I got that all fixed. My identity wasn't stolen or anything like that, but I basically like had to fill out a form and stuff, so I had to go somewhere to do all that. And so I'm still reading it. Since it's an ebook, I'm really lucky since I can read when the lights are off and all that. But I did go to Target before all of that, and I did pick up one book. I don't know if I own this or not. I thought that I owned this, but I could not find it on my shelves anywhere. And on Goodreads, it doesn't say that I own it, but I thought I owned this for some reason. So if y'all remember me hauling this in a video, or maybe even unhauling it, let me know in the comments because I thought I owned this. But this is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This is a thriller, and I'm going to be doing a video in July, a special video, themed video. Actually, it's probably gonna be like 2 videos, a TBR. No, I don't really do a TBR in July. So there's going to be a few videos that all have a certain theme to them, and this book is going to feature in that video. I didn't expect Lucy Foley to look like that. I thought she'd be older, but that's her. Do y'all ever have an image of an author in your head? Like for popular authors, I do, but sometimes I just don't. There's fun being anonymous, but I love this color scheme, the pink and black. I've always loved pink and black together, so I picked that up for that video. And then another random thing, I got this little gnome for $5 in the dollar spot, and then the book was 30% off, no, 20% off, so I don't know how much that is. But I am going to read more of the Queen's Fortune. I want to read 16 chapters today, and I think I've read 8 or 9. So I want to read more of that, and then I do have to get to Outlander, and then after all that, I will take my first anxiety pill. I get nervous taking the anxiety medication. Like, I get anxious about taking pills to make me not anxious. Medical anxiety. It's not really medical anxiety. I've just only struggled swallowing pills. These pills are literally the smallest pills ever. I can swallow them, but the taste is so gross. So I'm going to put like soda, something with flavor in my mouth, and then put the pill in my mouth and see if that does it. Because when I take them tomorrow, I'm going to be so drugged up anyway, because you take them like however many hours apart. I know, but I'm just not going into all that for y'all. That it doesn't really matter. And I'll be eating breakfast when I take them, so then it doesn't matter. But for the nighttime one, I'm just like, oh, it's so gross. And then I haven't taken pills since October, so it's been quite a while. So I'm kind of nervous, but it's all gonna be fine. We're all gonna be fine. And as I said, I'm really excited just to get these fillings done with, because like, I was so happy that they had an opening in less than 24 hours. And I'm glad that the Target pharmacy, that's the pharmacy I use, was able to get my prescription, because yeah, Target's been a madhouse because they were like switching teams and all of that, but now they have their whole team set. They're open on weekends now, open full time, and it's been great. And the girl there was super helpful today because they actually weren't ready, but she was like, I'll have it ready for you in a few, and literally like 10 minutes. So awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm happy to be getting these fillings done, and there's so much good things happening in the world. Spring is a great time. I love spring. I had a really good day today, except for that social security stuff, but I ended up getting that sorted. Again, awesome guy at Fanatics who helped me out. Thanks, Joel. He helped me out a ton, and honestly, he was thanking me for my patience, and I'm like, no, dude, I know you're being paid for this, but you had to be extremely patient. It was a lot. But yeah, I am definitely rambling, but I did want to update y'all. Hey guys, so I did want to end the vlog. I blood my teeth, but yes, my appointment went extremely well. That's like the best cavity filling appointment I've had. I came home and just, I spent a lazy day in bed. I am watching the hockey game now, but just chilling. I did go get food, so I've been able to eat and all of that, and everything went smoothly. I am about to brush my teeth to clean all of that off, but we had a cavity there, and then this is my left side, yeah, right there, and then I think that one. So I got all those fixed, so it's super excited. I know my Tylenol. I'll be needing that in a little bit. I'm so happy that I was able to get all of this fixed. We talked about Penny there. We all love Penny. I'm going to be ending the vlog here. If you made it all the way through, leave a clover emoji. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!